This is how to transform your physique number 379. I thought I'd do a little bit different format. I know I've tried different formats from writing to actually regular video and thought I would just do audio and try and give some of the information that I normally do through my column in a little bit different way than I have recently, which has been in writing. So I was listening to one of the podcasts that I listened to, and they were talking about foam rolling and how effective it was. And the people that were the running this podcast basically scoffed at it. And so I was surprised. And I know I've actually seen some studies that have shown that foam rolling doesn't really do much for you. And that hasn't been my experience at all. In fact, quite the opposite. If you warp back in time during my early days powerlifting back in my 20s, I basically made a lot of mistakes in what I was doing, going to ultimate failure on the big three, and my back turned out to be quite a mess. So that by the time I was in my 40s, I basically had what felt like lower back pain almost all the time. In fact, when I was sitting in a chair, I really couldn't sit in a chair for very long, and it actually felt like an inflammation that would just crop up. And obviously, I haven't deadlifted, and that's helped. But during this time, I literally had to take NSAIDs quite often, even from a sleeping standpoint. And especially if I was to travel and sleep in a different bed when I was on vacation, it was just horrible with respect to just lower back pain. And again, it's like an inflammation. It's not a sharp pain, but really a dull achy type of pain. And so I've tried everything in the past, whether it's chiropractic to specific stretches and all sorts of other different things, besides obviously drugs, which is not a good thing, especially with NSAIDs. And so I started foam rolling, and I had a lot of immediate success right out of the gate. Now, this was years ago, and I started out with a pretty much at one of those simple Walmart $20 foam rollers. And I graduated eventually to a stiffer rumble roller that actually has knobs. And I also added a lacrosse ball, and I can't take credit for that. That was actually Joe DeFranco I saw in a video, and he used the lacrosse ball basically on my glutes. So for the last years, I've done that, and I've gotten to the point now where I haven't had an NSAID in a long, long time. And in fact, my wife and I went on a vacation in January well, actually, we stayed in Florida for 5 weeks. I wasn't on vacation the whole time. And during that time, including the travel there to Florida and on the way back, I slept in 8 different beds. And not once did I get up with lower back pain, nor have trouble sleeping or have to take an NSAID. And there's no question in my mind it was due to the disciplined effort of basically what I'm doing with foam rolling is deep tissue massage. Now, I don't know about the studies on deep tissue massage, but a lot of people swear by it as well. And this is really what I do with the foam roller, and really it's called the rumble roller and the lacrosse ball, is basically deep tissue massage twice a day, and I've been doing it religiously. So I do it in the morning when I get up, and before bed I do it at night. And in fact, when I travel, I take a smaller version of the rumble roller, and of course the lacrosse ball is easy to travel with. And I bring those with me on my vacation. And again, I do it in the hotel room or wherever I'm at, both in the morning when I wake up and at night. And again, when a lot of people when they first start foam rolling will notice how painful it is for them to do it. And over time, this will pass. And in fact, I've gotten to the point where I can use my full body weight on all the different places that I actually use the roller and the lacrosse ball. And so doing this religiously, I've gotten great results and been pain free. I can sit for hours, whether it's driving in a car or at my desk at work. Not that you'd want to do that. And again, the bed when traveling is a real testament to not feeling like my back was inflamed constantly, almost 24/7. So if you haven't tried it, I suggest, and again, you have to keep going with it, and it's a process and it's going to take a while. And so, what are the basic foam rolling points, I guess, in my body that I really hit the most? And again, this is less than 10 minutes every day that I do this. So twice a day for about 10 minutes. My IT bands, huge. IT bands, front of the quad, okay, front of the leg, side of the leg, basically using full body weight, hamstring. So legs are super important. And the other thing is using that lacrosse ball on my glutes, which is basically put it underneath your glutes and basically roll on both sides, left and right. When you first do this, it's extremely painful, but I've gotten to the point now again where I can do it with zero pain when I'm using the lacrosse ball with full body weight. So that again is a key is the glutes as well. And I do use, be careful, don't go on your lower back with a foam roller. Go start where your rib cage is when you're doing it on your back. And I do my triceps and my shoulders as well, and that's it, and I'm done. So anyway, if you haven't tried it, and if you have lower back pain, I highly suggest you give it a try and see what you can get for your own results. Again, what I've seen, I'm performing deep tissue massage twice a day, and it's been super effective for me. And you got to remember, I'm going to be turning 57 in June. The one thing for you younger lifters out there, put the practice in place now. And I know you feel better and you feel like Superman, and you never get sore, and abusing yourself when you're in your 20s isn't going to show up necessarily until decades later. But get in the habit of doing it now, and you'll be in a much better position as well. And don't take sacrifices on when you lift just to get the weight. And I'm a prime example of that. So anyway, until next time, be safe, and we're out.